Ladies and gentlemen, Liz Garbus. Liz, welcome. So, Liz, we just saw that clip. In that clip, that was New York Times reporter Maggie Haberman.
It was.
She's one of the people you focus on in this documentary.
Yes.
Why would you focus on a third-rate reporter like Maggie Haberman?
Maggie is an extraordinary reporter and journalist. She's kind of, one of the backbones of the White House team reporting on this president. She's a very public face for the New York Times. And she's also a mom and a person who works really, really hard and was a person who I think people could relate to.
Well, I can't relate to her. I'm just like Donald Trump. I've never heard of Maggie Haberman.
He doesn't talk to her, apparently.
Never at all.
Never talks to her.
That was a set-up phone call, I'm assuming.
Right. He's never met her.
Well, so let's back up here. You embedded with the New York Times. Why would you want to follow the failing New York Times?
I thought it was a good time to kind of pull back the curtain on how the sausage is made. It's incredible. If you work at the New York Times, you're given so much information every single day. You get tips. If you put them out there, they would be salacious. The process by which they confirm and vet their stories and before they put them in the newspaper is pretty incredible. So I thought it was important to see that process.
Now, in watching this process, you were watching them struggle, which is one of the moments that I liked. With how to cover the news as it was changing in the Trump era. It was moving faster. They're figuring out ways in which to change, basically fundamentally, how the New York Times works. What was that like? What were you noticing?
The thing about the news cycle is relentless, right? And the competition, it seems to matter very, very much to the people who work in the New York Times that they beat the Washington Post all the time. Really by minutes. If you get your alert on your phone and it's the New York Times and they've the Washington Post one comes 2 minutes later, imagine them all high-fiving each other. And to you, you're still getting the information. You're all good. But it's very meaningful. And I like that because it means they care about their work. But the kind of the drive and the incessant pressure to get out there, to be first, but also to be right, which is the most important thing of all.
That has shifted even in the last year. Trump has changed everything. OG Trump, way to go.
Yeah.
But they do feel this need to get the news out within minutes as opposed to within 24 hours.
That's right.
Did you notice that change in the quality of the news? It fundamentally has to.
Well, what I think is, look, everybody makes mistakes. The New York Times makes mistakes. They generally own up to them.
Oh, and we call them out here all the time.
I know.
Some of them even aren't mistakes until we call them out.
That's right. You've discovered so many mistakes. But in general, given the amount of news that they put out, thousands of stories every week, they've basically been getting them right.
One of my favorite moments was when you got to watch them downsize.
Oh. Okay, well, that wasn't exactly downsizing. That was reorganizing.
I like to think of it as downsizing.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Okay, yeah.
Tell me something I already know.
Something you already know. Well, one thing that I found was when these Time journalists, when we'd go out in the world with them, and they'd walk into a place like CPAC, your favorite place,
Oh, it's so warm and so fun. And
right.
best style in the world.
So you go to CPAC and you're a New York Times journalist, you introduce yourself as someone from the Times, and people kind of react like, we're going to stay away. After 5 minutes of talking, they're like, you're fine. I like you. And there is that connection that happens when people realize that those other people that they've demonized are just human. Could you think?
I think that is a good lesson. So whatever you could do, stay away. Okay. The Fourth Estate airs Sundays. All 4 parts are available now on all Showtime platforms, including on demand and streaming. Liz Garbus, the fight continues.